In this video, you'll learn about inserting a sub-procedure in the code window, adding commands to a sub-procedure, and testing a sub-procedure. Vernon High School administers a test to seniors to assess their performance in high school. The report worksheet in the Senior Testing Analysis Workbook shows the three categories of test results. Scores between 50, the minimum, and 100 are considered poor and are classified as P. Scores between 101 and 200 are average and are classified as A. Scores over 200 are superior and are classified as S. The table worksheet in this workbook includes the number of tests taken each year from 1988, the first year of the test, to 2013, the most recent year the test was taken. The table lists the number of tests that scored in the P category, the A category, the S category, and all the categories for each year. The score chart, histogram, and statistics worksheets summarize data as required by the Vernon School District. People who use this workbook want to be able to click the Specify a Score category button on the report worksheet to display testing data for a specific score category or for all categories. To do so, you can create a sub-procedure that runs when someone clicks the Specify a Score category button. First, you should understand how the data is organized in this workbook. The table worksheet contains all of the data, which three other worksheets reference to produce charts or statistics. The column headings and values in the table worksheet are assigned names, as shown in the Name Manager dialog box. All of the charts and statistics in the workbook are based on these defined names rather than cell references. Ideally, these worksheets should display data based on a selected score category. For example, someone should be able to view a chart of only superior scores per year. The range C6 to F6 in the table worksheet contains the names of the score categories, and each cell has been assigned a name. For example, cell E6 contains the column heading S for the superior category of scores, and is assigned the name Score S. The category of scores displayed in the charts and statistics has the defined name Score, which determines the score category displayed in the workbook. The current definition for score is equals score all, which contains the value all because it points to the score all range in the table worksheet, which contains the word all. This is reflected in cell C6 of the report worksheet, which displays the contents of the defined name score and shows the current score category is all. The score values displayed in the charts and statistics has the defined name score data, which determines the values displayed in the workbook. The current definition of score data is equals all data, which contains the numeric values shown here because it points to the all data range on the table worksheet. Right now, to switch from one score category to another, you change the definition of the score and score data names using the Name Manager dialog box. For example, to display data about tests with superior scores, you change the definition of the score name to equals score S, and you change the definition of the score data name to equals S data. Excel then updates all of the charts and statistics so they display data about superior scores only. Excel also changes the score category displayed in cell C6 of the report worksheet from All to S to let users know which category of scores the workbook is currently displaying. However, using the Name Manager dialog box is cumbersome, especially for people that are not familiar with Excel. You can automate the process by writing a sub-procedure to switch defined names in the workbook. To do so, you start with a command similar to this one, which uses the syntax for VBA methods. This command changes the definition of the score name to refer to the score S range and display S as the current score category. You start the command with names because defined names are stored in the names object collection. In parentheses, you insert the defined name you want to change. Here, the defined name is score, which you must insert within quotation marks. After the dot comes the property you want to change, which is value in this case. The value property currently contains all. Next, within quotation marks, you enter the defined name to use, such as equals score S. Right now, the defined name score refers to the score all range, but you want to change it to score S, so the workbook displays S instead of all to indicate the type of data shown in the charts and statistics. You also need another command to change the definition of the score data name to equals S data. This command uses the same syntax as the first one and refers to similar elements. The command changes the defined name score data to S data, so the workbook displays the superior score data only instead of all the data. To insert a new sub-procedure in the code window, open the Visual Basic Editor. Click Insert on the menu bar, and then click Procedure to open the Add Procedure dialog box. Enter a name for the sub-procedure, such as Change _ category, and then click OK to insert the new sub-procedure in the code window. Enter the two commands to change the value of the score name to equals score S and the value of the score data name to equals S data. To test the code, make sure the insertion point is within the new sub-procedure. Click Run on the menu bar, and then click Run Sub-User Form. Return to the report worksheet in the workbook to verify that the first command in the sub-procedure changed the score category value in cell C6 from all to S. Also verify that the second command in the sub-procedure changed the other worksheets to show data for superior scores, or those in the S category, which indicates that the sub-procedure is working correctly. Later, you can write additional code to switch to the other categories of scores. To write a sub-procedure that switches defined names, remember to review the defined names in the Name Manager dialog box. Insert a new sub-procedure in the code window of the Visual Basic Editor that includes the commands for switching names. Test the sub-procedure to make sure it runs correctly.